Hey there, thanks for checking out this video. Andrew LaFleur here from truecondos.com once again. And something weird is happening in Calgary. And what I mean by that is that unlike the rest of the country, especially Toronto and Vancouver, whose real estate markets are really struggling in 2022, sales are down, prices are down. Calgary market is actually doing really well. And this is quite a change for a city like Calgary that's been struggling for the better part of a decade. And so I want to talk more about why that's happening in this video, the latest economic news and indicators that we have for Calgary, and the news that we're seeing right now as we're filming this video at the end of June, beginning of July 2022, and tell you a little bit more why I'm still so bullish on Calgary and why I'm personally investing so much into this city. So let's jump right into it. The first thing I want to share with you is this news that The Economist magazine has just announced that Calgary is the number 3 most livable city in the entire world. Yeah, so we've been talking about this for a while. Calgary is an extremely livable city. It routinely ranks at the very top of these type of rankings for worldwide. Certainly the number 1 city in North America for livability. Big reason for that, obviously it's in Canada. It's great quality of life you can have in a big city in Canada, but it's also the most affordable city probably in North America, maybe even the Western world. I mean, it's just so cheap for the size of the city that it is, as we've been saying for a number of years now, past couple of years. Prices have nowhere to go but up. And that's exactly what we started to see in 2021 as prices finally started to rise after many years of being flat or down. And now 2022, that trend is continuing, even in the face of all these headwinds that are slowing down other markets in Canada. We're not seeing the same thing in Calgary. Why is that? And is this sustainable? Let's talk more about that. So to the next article from the Calgary Herald, vote with their feet. More people moving to Alberta as economy gains traction. So the latest numbers have just come out, and Alberta leads the country for in-migration, people moving within Canada to other provinces. Calgary has the biggest population gains over the most recent quarter for people moving within the country. On the other hand, Ontario is actually losing people. Calgary is actually gaining people, and most of the losses from Ontario are actually going to, I keep saying Calgary, but I'm talking about Alberta. These are provincial numbers. So very good news there for the province of Alberta. You know, I've been saying this for a while. It's just you can't afford to live in Toronto and Vancouver anymore unless you're making, massive 6-figure salaries. It's just impossible. Whereas on the other hand, you can live very, very well in a city like Calgary and have an amazing quality of life. It's way, way, way more affordable. So on that note, let's jump into this report here. Again, everything I'm showing you is like this is like every day now we're getting news articles and information like this about confirming our thesis here in Calgary that the economy has a strong footing and that the growth is going to come. So looking at housing trends and affordability from RBC, very recent report here. Overall, the theme is that housing is very unaffordable in Canada. You can see here the overall measure of affordability in Canada. This number is not looking good. It's very unaffordable. It's near where it was back in 1990 in terms of unaffordability for the whole country. But again, Calgary, very different story from most places in the country. So here's a high level numbers here. Share of income household would need to cover ownership costs. Canada's 54%. Vancouver, astronomical 82%. Toronto, just a little bit less than that at 75%. Calgary, 35%. So again, let's look at what the chart looks like as we zoom in here for Calgary. And you can see the dotted line is the long-term average, and Calgary currently below the long-term average for that market and way below the highs reached back in 1990, way below that level. What does Toronto look like? What does the Toronto chart look like? Jumping down to Toronto for comparison, Toronto is at an all-time high It just recently passed the levels that were hit in 1990. Now it's at an all-time high for unaffordability, essentially. The greatest share of the average income is required to afford the average property in Toronto. So that's obviously not a great sign to see. It's tough to see and again, more people are moving out of the province as a result, as we're seeing, and moving into affordable places like Alberta. Calgary's taking benefit of that. Let's look at what TD is saying here. TD, Provincial Economic Forecast. Alberta is going to lead the country for economic growth in 2022 at 5.5%. Here, zooming in on the different provinces. Ontario at 3.6%. So once again, great news for Alberta after many years of a essentially recessionary environment. Very poor economic conditions in Alberta from 2014-ish to about 2020-ish. Now things are looking very, very good for Alberta, so much so that they're actually going to lead the country in growth. Next article I want to share with you. A surprise surplus in Alberta hints at a bigger bonanza ahead as royalties go through the roof. So it was just announced that for the most recent fiscal year, the numbers are in, the final numbers are in, and there was a $3.9 billion surplus. I've talked more about this in the past, in recent videos that I did. Make sure you go check out all my past videos on Calgary on my YouTube channel if you haven't already. But basically, when oil prices are high, that is a huge benefit to Calgary and to Alberta as a province, as they get royalties that are tied to the price of oil. So the price of oil has been, of course, very, very high for most of 2022, well above $100 a barrel versus remember at the start of the pandemic, I mean, you couldn't even give oil. You had to actually pay. It was negative. Oil prices went negative for a little bit there, where people actually had to pay for people to store their oil at the lowest points. And now they're but near all-time highs. And that is creating massive windfalls for Alberta. So $3.9 billion surprise surplus. But basically, when you go in to read the article, it's basically saying that here's a line. You're looking at potentially $16 to $18 billion for 2022 based on the predictions of where oil prices could be for the rest of this fiscal year. Okay, so this is a massive, as the article said, a bonanza for the province and a massive influx of cash for the province compared to every other province, which is really struggling. High oil prices are a very good thing for Alberta and the economy there. Speaking of the economy, the other big trend we've been seeing in Calgary in particular is the growth of the tech industry. So while it's nice to see oil prices high, and that's a massive bonus for the economy and the real estate market in Calgary, certainly, all the recovery and everything that took place in 2021, that all was happening and the foundation was laid to coming out of this recession without high oil prices. Things were looking great, and we were predicting and seeing great signs of growth without any high oil prices. So the high oil prices that we're seeing now as a result of all the world events and the war in Ukraine and everything else is just, it's gravy from a investor perspective, looking at investing in the city of Calgary. But what's really a great story to see is that the tech boom is continuing in Calgary. So IBM expanding Calgary facility will create 250 new jobs. So there's currently something like 4,000 vacant tech jobs in the city of Calgary. So there's massive employment growth there in the tech industry in particular. Lots and lots of articles about tech companies. Amazon's another big one, which announced about less than a year ago of a big investment in Calgary, $4 billion investment. IBM now investing. Google is there in Calgary. I mean, there's so much great news coming out from the tech sector in Calgary. How's the rental market in Calgary? That's another big question that we get from a lot of investors. Check this out. Calgarians feeling financial squeeze, anxiety amid virtual impossible rental market. Property management company says vacancy rate in the city is less than 1%. Vacancy rate in the city is less than 1%, according to this property management company. Here's this, you can watch the video. With an average vacancy rate of just 1%, Calgary renters are competing for the few homes left available. So is the rental market in Calgary good? Yes, it's fantastic. Anecdotally, what we're seeing, having been in the market now for a couple of years, and selling a lot of properties with rental guarantees, the actual rents that are coming in on these properties are coming in much higher than what the rental guarantees amounts were for. So we were projecting positive cash flow, and then it's just even better than expected. So the market the rental market in Calgary is very strong. It's getting stronger, and this article says that rents have increased nearly 29% since the beginning of, there's a fly in here, since the beginning of 2022. Rental prices increased 29%. Rentals.ca was another one that just came out with their stats. They said rental prices are up something like 21% in Calgary versus last year. So yes, the rental market is very strong in Calgary. Oil prices, we talked a little bit about that already, but I just wanted to show you again. Here's the WTI chart, which if you're interested in the Alberta economy and what's happening there and what's likely to happen, this is an important number to know about and to watch and to be aware of. So way down in the doldrums of the pandemic, $16, $17, $18. And now today we're, as you can see, $110. We've been hovering around $110, $120 for the past couple months or so. That's a huge boon for the province of Alberta. Will that continue is a big question. Well, I'm not an expert on the oil and gas market and the energy markets in Canada, but I know a guy who is. His name is Eric Nuttall, and you can follow him on Twitter here. He runs an energy type hedge fund, basically, and he's a very smart guy. He's on a lot of podcasts and stuff. If you want to learn about the energy markets in particular, I recommend you check him out and what he's got to say. But basically, here's a chart that really summarizes the market, which the story is a supply shortage story. And so this is the U.S. Big Three crude oil, gasoline, distillate inventory deficit to the 4-year average. So again, during the pandemic, there was too much inventory. We had a surplus. And then over time, this is today here, we have a massive shortage of supply compared to demand in oil. So this is what he's been calling an energy crisis. He's making a joke here. You can follow his Twitter to get more in depth on it. But basically, again, the story is energy shortage. And why is that happening? Because underinvestment in new supply, in new drilling, in new production of oil, there's been massive underinvestment in the entire industry for the last, since that oil price crash of 2014, 2015 till now. Companies have not been investing in new supply, and so now that all the events in the Ukraine and supply, inflation and supply shortages and pandemic issues and supply chain issues, everything that's going on, it's like a perfect storm for we need more oil, but yet for 8 years, basically nobody's been investing in creating new oil. They've just been keeping the pipes, trickling in, but they're not creating that new supply. And so it's not a problem that can be, basically his thesis, and a lot of the energy guys who know this stuff way better than I do, they're saying that this is not a problem that can be solved quickly overnight. You can't just turn the taps on and boom, we have a whole bunch of new oil. Creating a new supply, new channels of oil to replace, for example, the Russian supply, that could take many years. This is not an overnight fix. This supply shortage, their thesis is that this could go on for many years to come because it's going to take that long to replace and to build up that new supply chain. So on that note, speaking also about global events, check this out. Germany hopes to import liquefied natural gas, LNG, from Canada to speed transition away from Russian fuel. So there's Trudeau talking with the German chancellor there. this week, plotting and scheming, trying to figure out how we can get Canadian oil to the global market in a more efficient way. Again, these are discussions. If they do this, it will take years for it to actually happen. But it's just very interesting to see these kind of conversations, these kind of headlines, which would be unheard of just a year ago, but are now a reality in the world that we live in today. So it's something that just, again, paints that overall picture of the supply issues in the market. And finally, I want to show you this great and cool website. Calgary Real Estate Board actually tracks real estate sales on a daily basis and publishes those every single day, unlike here in Toronto, which we don't have this very cool statistics. So you really see a real-time traction of what's happening. So as we're at the very, very end of June, it's relevant to look at the June numbers here. And I wanted to, in particular, pull out the apartments. So these are condos. This is condo market. We're primarily interested in what's happening in the condo market in Calgary. Those are the primary opportunities that we're looking at as investors there in the condo market. So what's happening in the condo market, you might ask? Again, the story is dramatically different from every other city in Canada where sales and prices are way down. Check out what's happening in Calgary. Total sales top line here, I want to show you. June 2022, up 31%. Sales are up 31%, a massive increase from what they were a year ago, and an even more dramatic increase, of course, from a couple years ago during the pandemic days. Prices, how about prices? Median prices are up 11%. Average prices are up 8%. Days on the market is down 40% almost. Active listings are down 23%, so supply is down 30%. Long story short, the condo market in Calgary is very, very strong right now, the strongest it's been in many, many years, and it's completely different from the rest of the country. Why is that? What's happening? What's driving it? Well, again, many years of being down in the gutter, prices had nowhere to go but up, but also just pure affordability. It is the most affordable product that you can buy in any type of housing in any city in Canada. Condos in Calgary are it. So on that note, let's talk about our latest condo investment opportunity that we have in Calgary. And that's launching on July 4th, the Mondrian by Truman Homes. So you may be familiar with this page because you might be on it right now as you're watching this video. 10% deposit rental guarantee. The beauty of this one, 2026 completion. So this is the first and only condo project in Calgary with a 2026 completion. We have never had the chance to sell anything in Calgary that is this far out. So again, anytime you can buy pre-construction, the further out that completion is going to be with the lowest possible deposit, that gives you the greatest leverage opportunity for the highest potential ROI for your money. So units are starting from the low 300s. Most of the units are between about 350 and 500,000. I want to show you a little bit more and just really highlight the location of this project. So this is a really amazing AAA prime sort of location in the city of Calgary. It is located, if you can see this map here, it's a little bit small. Hopefully you can make it out. Southwest Calgary. So this is a primo, amazing part of the city where everybody wants to be. It's a prestigious area. It's only like 15 minutes to downtown. It's in a developed area where the city is fully built out around it, and it's a massive master planned community. So there's going to be thousands of new homes and condos built in this master plan community by Truman Homes. It's already started. It's already underway. A few buildings are up, but there's many more buildings yet to come. You're buying in early in a massive master planned community. It's an urban community. It's a walkable community. Shops, conveniences, amenities, everything is there. This is very different. If you've been tracking with us, a lot of the other condo projects that we've been selling have been in the outskirts of the city. Greenfield development mostly is what we call it. It's not in a developed area. It's in a brand new area that is in the outer edges of the city. This is in the city. This is urban. This is walkable. This is a very high-end building. So there's the map there. Close to multiple hospitals, University of Calgary, a few minutes away. Again, you're on the one of the reasons why people want to be on this part of the city, southwest side, in this area in particular, is you're closer to the mountains. You're 15 minutes from downtown, but you're only like 60 minutes to the mountains from this part of Calgary compared to the east side of the city. Much quicker to the mountains, of course. Financial analysis, everything, cash flows. You definitely want to check out these numbers. The numbers are great. Rental guarantee on everything. 2026 completion plus a 2-year rental guarantee. You don't have to think about this investment until at least 2028. Realistically, 2029 is when you're going to, pick up the phone and call me and say, hey, Andrew, what do I do with my property now? It's, do I keep renting it out? Property management, do I sell it? But you don't have to think about it until 2028, 2029. So it's amazing turnkey passive investment. Here's some more renderings I just want to show you quickly, and take your time, go through this. Beautiful building, white brick exterior, very modern, very sexy, wood trim on the balconies. I mean, it's just going to be an awesome, super sexy building, high-end building. And here it is, the Central Park. I really want to highlight this to you as well. The center of this West District community is the name of the master plan. West District is going to be this huge 8-acre Central Park. Amazing water feature in the center. You're talking, ice skating in the winter, restaurants, retail. There's like an amphitheater, public event space, recreation, nature area, dog, area, shops, restaurants, cafes, all lining it. Got a European kind of feel to it. Like, again, this is very different from most of the other projects that we've had an opportunity to sell in Calgary. Location is fantastic. Southwest Calgary, minutes to everything, very walkable. I mean, you don't even really need a car in this area for every unit. It's not absolutely essential as it was in most of the other greenfield projects that we've sold. So yeah, Mondrian Condos, very excited about this one. It's going to sell quickly. Not a big building, not a lot of units here. Going to sell fast. If you are interested, please give us a call. Reach out, fill out your worksheet today to reserve your unit. You can always reach us 647-371-0110. You can call or text us at that number anytime. You can always email me, Andrew@truecondos.com. Until next time, hope you enjoyed this video, and happy investing.